What's up, buddy? What's up, buddy? Coming at you with a little bit of a new time frame here, you know? It's the PM. It's the Friday PM. I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing. Wow, look at that. Look at that guy right there. That's real, people. That's real. It's not staged. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Suave, Redkin, Paul Mitchell. I'm here. I'm here just waiting to sign the dotted line. You know? I am here just waiting to sign the dotted line. Anywho, Ski, we are here for... what are we here for? Oh, what I learned this week. Hey, Colin, you're kicking butt. Welcome, Derek. Welcome, J-Rod. So we are here for what I learned this week. What I learned this week, numero 50. And it will be published on my podcast tomorrow. But we're going to do a live stream right now. And then I'm going to upload it to my podcast. And then I'm going to get my freaking weekend started. Which is not too exciting. It's exciting for me. Get to get up early and learn tomorrow. And then lift. And then go see my family. Slim, Lou. Good to see you, my friend. I got to bring up my software to record. And, yeah, that's it, my friends. Hope you all had a swell week. Let's cancel that for now. Hope that doesn't screw up. As always, if you want to click share, that would be really cool. If you want to leave me any feedback, comments. Actually, one of the things I'm going to talk here is ask. So I'm going to ask away during this episode. Feels weird. Feels weird recording at 5:15 in the PM. Normally it's like 6:30 in the AM. Hi, Aggie. Hello, Cheryl. Hello, Simpson. If Simpson is Nick, by the way. If Simpson's with you, tell Simpson old Spanny said hi. Cheryl, Aggie, I hope you all enjoy the show today. I feel out of sorts. I got to get into podcast mode. So again, this what I'm going to record right now, what I learned this week, I will soon be uploading it to my podcast feed, and that will come out tomorrow morning on my podcast for anytime, all the time listening. So what you should do right now is, after this, or minimize me and then come back, is go to iTunes, search out Spaniard, click subscribe, and then what I'm about to record will be sent to you, as well as every AMX, every interview, everything that I ever produce on the show. And we're learning Espanol. We're learning some Spanish on the show too. So all of this in one place, to me, that's like pretty freaking cool. For me, put it this way, I'm creating what I would want. That's the name of the game. I'm creating what I would want. It's there for the taking. Welcome, Craig. All right, so I'm probably not going to look at you on the Facebook live screen because it'll take me out of my flow when I'm recording. But I would encourage you, like I said, leave comments, feedback, and I'll respond to them as soon as possible. Tonight, tomorrow morning, in a little bit. I don't know. But old Spanny's getting kind of hungry. So I'm going to get some grub here soon. You ready? Are you ready? Brad's ready. I meant Tyler. Spanny's ready. Spanny's ready. Are you ready? Let's go. Can't record. Okay, we're not actually going to go. Because it... cancel. Because it... I forgot to add a track. Now we're ready to rock and roll. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Hello all, and welcome to another episode of What I Learned This Week. And this Show every week, every Friday. Look, I'm a learning machine. They don't call me, wait a minute, Dred and I don't call me the world's toughest lifelong learner for nothing. That's what this whole game is about. You know, there's so much going on in the world, especially in schools right now, and I truly believe that learning, through learning, we can develop and we can enhance and we can build on self-esteem and self-confidence that can help solve so many of these problems that are existent in the world today. So please, please, please buy into the power of learning. Buy into the power of developing yourself, of becoming tough, right? Tough. Think when you were a kid and you heard, oh, that guy's tough. Well, that meant like, ooh, you got a little butterflies in your belly. You thought, wow, he's tough. He can fight. Ooh, yeah. And then, you know, professional fighting, like he's tough. She's tough. You too can be tough, and you don't have to fight anybody. You just have to read and you just have to learn. And by reading and learning, you're going to develop your communication skills. You're going to develop your mind. You're going to speak better. You're going to speak more clearly when you're in conversations, when you're in school, when you're interviewing for a job. All of this stuff is going to come flowing out of you. It's going to come flowing out of your, I was going to say out of your mouth and your ears and your eyes and your nose. No, it's just going to come out of your mouth. But that's the power of this stuff. Look, every day on my show, every day I'm surrounding myself with the smartest, most successful, most intelligent people on the face of the earth. And I'm sharing it with you. And it's up for you to take advantage of it every single day, Monday through Friday. AM Excellence, 8 minutes, boom, it's yours. If you want to tune into the live stream and enact some self-discipline in your life, sign on to facebook.com/Charlie Spaniard every morning, 6:30 a.m. Eastern time, and watch live. And let's talk live. Let's comment. Let's feedback. Let's go back and forth. And if not, listen right now. Look, there's 400, what I finished, AMX 430 this week. That means there's 430 episodes times 8 to 10 or 15 minutes to dive in and learn. And trust me, I'm going to talk about the success principles today. That's the book that we're studying this week. We're going to throw in some Spanish as well. But the success principles, we're talking about, hey, what do these successful people do? What can I do? What can I, the Spaniard? What can I, Jeff? What can I, Chuck? What can I, Craig? What can I do? What can I call in? What can I do to be tough? Because I want to be tough. I want to be able to step out into out of my house into the world that's just like throwing rocks at me and kicking me and, you know, like maybe hitting me in the leg with a stick or maybe a baseball bat. You know, how do I handle that stuff? I say we start handling that stuff through learning. That's how we're going to do it. That's what I'm bringing to you. That's why you should tune into this show. And every week, you hear this? Every week, I'm going to email you the What I Learned This Week document. I wanted to keep it simple. There's no mistaking what it is. It's what I learned this week. It's a PDF, and it's got 7 bullet points. And each one of those bullet points is a nugget, is a piece of wisdom. Maybe it's a quote. Maybe it's a philosophy. Maybe it's a principle. Maybe it's a to-do that you can then store in your mind, your brain, tell your friend, tell your team, tell your business, tell your classroom, tell your athletic company, your athletic gym. And then you can build off it. And you can develop your confidence. And when your mind gets right, that what you do physically, your actions change. And then you become that much more effective and efficient as a person, as a human being. And you can contribute good. Right? And this all goes back to lifelong learning. So we're going to hop in. What I'm trying to not do right now is I'm trying to not read the Facebook Live comments because they take me out of whack. So I'm going to try to concentrate and not read them. And then I'll get back to you all in a little bit. All right. The first thing we'll talk about is success principle number 13, take action. Right? So I'm studying this book, The Success Principles by Jack Canfield. There's 67 principles in all. So I'm taking... Every day I'm studying 3 of them, and I'm presenting 3 of them to you. 67, that's a lot, right? But what you're realizing, if you've been tuning into the show on a daily basis, you've been realizing that, one, that some of them are very similar. So maybe you can extract a master concept from some of them. But then 2, even if you took all 67 of them, they're not that difficult. They're simple and profound. They're not complex and profound. They're simple and compound. I remember reading the book, The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team. And the author, Patrick Lencioni, said, it's not about doing really difficult things a lot. It's about doing really simple things really, really uncommonly effective, or doing them a lot, right? That's what it comes down to. So these principles, I don't care if you take 67 of them. I don't care if you take 1 of them. But the point is, Jack Canfield spent years, decades and decades studying success. He is a success. He sold 500 million copies of books. That's a lot of books. I think we're at 500. No, that's a joke. I think that's a joke. I think I sold more than 500 books driven, but we're certainly not at 500 million. So this guy studied it and he wrote it in a book for you and me and your friends and your team to take with you. Principle number 13, take action. This is coming from AMXweekly 426. Take action. Stop thinking. And I'm talking to Spaniard as much as I'm talking to you, Jeff, as much as I'm talking to anyone else who is listening out there. Stop thinking. Start doing. Look, I am a proponent of thinking. I'm a proponent of making a plan. But then you got to get to action. Ready, fire, aim, my friends. Ready, fire, aim. Avoid paralysis by analysis. If you watch my fights, go watch me fight Danny Castillo. Watch me fight Danny Castillo, and in the round that I get knocked out, you know what I'm doing? I'm thinking. I'm not doing. I'm not taking action. I'm thinking. And he comes over him with a right, knocks me clean out cold. Then go watch me fight Rick Story. And you see all those fun combos, pop, pop, pop. Watch me fight Johnny Hendricks' first round, pop, pop. There's no thinking. The work is done. I'm taking action. Success principle number 13, take action. Look, the answers will unfold themselves. There was a great scene from This Is Us, the great TV series that makes me cry like a baby every single time I watch it. And the one guy is the soon-to-be father is Randall is in the hardware store and he's talking to the guy working there and he says, I'm so scared, I'm having a baby, I don't even know. And the worker says, look, babies come with the answers. They'll tell you what they need. And if you have a kid, you realize that. It's so incredibly scary. And then you realize like, oh, my little dude, my little girl right there, they're telling me what I need to do and I'm just going to do it. It's kind of that way too. Take action. The answers will unfold themselves. It may be a zigzag to success. Very rarely is it a straight line to success, but you will find your way. But you're only going to find your way when you take action. Success principle 13, take action. The next one, and this is from AMXweekly 427. And again, these points are taken from each episode that I put out during the week. Generally, I put out 7 episodes, so I take one Power Pack learning point from each episode. If you subscribe to at charliespaniard.com, subscribe to the email, I put a clickable link beside each one of these points for your easy listening. The next one, success principle number 17, ask, 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 followed by an exclamation point for each one of those. Ask, ask, ask. I was talking to Dredd. Dredd, you've heard me talk about him. Probably haven't seen him because like the home improvement guy, the neighbor, we try to cover him up. We try to keep him a secret. He's an intimidating guy, and we do not want to scare anyone away from the show. But we were talking to him. We were kind of joking back and forth. And he said, you know how in the book they talk about asking the universe for what you want? Or like stating what you want out in the universe, putting it out there? And we talked about it. We had some fun with it, etc. But the bottom line is you've got to ask. And again... it's so fun for me to do this because literally as I'm talking to you, I'm talking to me. I'm looking at me on Facebook Live and I'm talking to myself as it comes out of my mouth. Spaniard, ask, ask, ask. You, Spaniard, you, the person, you've got to ask for what you want. Thank you, wrestling coach. It is Wilson. Sorry. Yes, it is Wilson from Home Improvement. But that's it. You've got to ask for it. I'm getting comments on the Facebook Live videos. And again, I'm trying not to look at them because some funny person out there is going to mess with me and try to get me to laugh and get me off track. But I'm not going to fall for it. But yes, ask, ask, ask. Look, as much great content as I'm putting out, as much inspiration, as much knowledge, I've got to ask. I've got to let people know this is what I do, and I want to do it for your team. I want to do it for your organization. I want to help your teenage son or daughter. I've got to ask, and I am asking you right now, if you have a teenage son or daughter in junior high or high school, and you think my message, you think developing them into tough, lifelong learners is an effective, worthy cause, call their principal right now and say, I have the answer, the Spaniard. This is how you get a hold of them, 814-204-2245. You call me, they call me, however it needs to be done. I'm asking you because success principle number 17 is ask, ask, ask. So put it out there, my friends. Here's something to consider, though. You can't just ask without having something to back it up. You've got to put in weeks and months and years and maybe even decades of the work to be worthy of that ask. So many people, if you're in the public eye, you know that so many people ask you for things. I want to be a UFC fighter. What do I do? Spaniard, can you train me to be a UFC fighter? Yes, train for 6 months and send me an email in 6 months. they don't do it. They just don't do it. So I talked about exceeding expectations. I'll talk more about that. But you've got to ask, right? Ask, but you've got to be worthy of the ask. Don't fast track it. Start at the beginning, put in the work. When it's time, go for the ask. Moving on to Speak Spanish with Spaniard Show, the third episode of the week. I am teaching español. Estoy enseñando español en este podcast, en este show, on this show. Look, if you've ever sat there, you've ever said, I wish I'd have learned Spanish. I wish I'd have paid attention in high school, because you realize there's so much Spanish in this country, that's in this world. I'm teaching it on the show. Estoy enseñando español y quiero enseñarte. I want to teach you. Quiero que aprendamos español porque es una lengua bonita, bonitísima, belleza, buenísima. A mí me encanta el español. I love it, and I want to teach it to you. And in this episode, I break down the foundation, right? It's atypical. It's not completely academic. If you've learned español in high school or college, hamos, yo hablo, tú hablas, él habla, nosotros hablamos, ellos hablan. Yes, we're going to do some of the academic way too, but it's the way I'm teaching my kids Spanish. And essentially, lo que estoy enseñando a mis niños, I'm going to teach to you as well. So, como lo hago en casa, how I do it at my house, I'm going to do it with you too. And I would encourage all of you, please go to charliespaniard.com/Spanish, charliespaniard.com/Spanish. And it says, tell me what you want me to teach on the show. And then I'm going to mix the way I teach Spanish, what I think is important, with what you want to learn, and I'm going to teach it. It's going to be fun. It's going to be entertaining. So go there, charliespaniard.com/Spanish. Tune in to Speak Spanish with Spanish 1 and 2. This is just the second episode this week. Let's start learning. And you know, get over the fact that you're not going to stink. Because you will stink. Si no hablas español, al principio vas a hablar como un niño, right? You're going to talk like a kid. You're going to talk like someone who doesn't even know Spanish, because you don't even know Spanish. Just like fighting. You know, when I started fighting, I was pretty terrible. All right? I'm not gonna lie. I was pretty terrible. But you get better. So just like anything with el español, te vas a mejorar. You're going to get better. The next success principle is number 21. And this comes from AMXweekly 428. Keep score for success. Keep score. I love me some competition. I love keeping score. You gotta balance it out, and there's things. It's not just about the score. It's not just about the competition, but I love it. I thrive on it. Look, I'm a wrestler and I'm a fighter. It's what I'm built on. I just love the challenge. It's the eye of the tiger. It's the thrill of the fight, right? That's what it's about. Rising up to the challenge of a rival. I love it. Keep score for success. Look. If you're not exactly where you want to be in life, you've got to start keeping score. That means dissecting different areas of your life, dissecting the things you do on a daily basis. And then, 1, if they're working, keep doing them. Or 2, if they're not working, change them. That's what it means to keep score for success. And remember from one of our previous success principles, success leaves clues. So there are people out there who are doing what you're doing, or have done what you've done, or from whom you could learn something. See what they do. Set some targets for yourself. Maybe it's nutrition, maybe it's fitness, maybe it's business, maybe it's cold calling, maybe it's saving X dollars a day, maybe it's reading X pages a day. Look, I put out a post today. It's no secret. One of the most powerful things you can do in life is to read. That's it. Listen, ask, talk. The most successful people in the world. It's like exercising and reading, and there's probably 1 or 2 other things that is waking up early. Those are probably the 3, and trust me, I study success people. Those are probably the 3 most common traits of successful people. So keep score for your success. If you know exercising and reading is important for success, then do it. Set your benchmark, set your target, and keep score. Moving on to success principle number 24, and this is coming from AM Excellence 429. So what I do here, like I said, every AM Excellence episode, sorry, I just looked at a message on Facebook Live. So for every AMX episode, I'm taking 3 success principles. And then for the what I learned document that you hear me flipping around, I look at that page of notes from that AMX lesson and I say, which one of these sticks out most to me? And that's what I'm sharing with you now. So they're all great, right? These are just the most powerful of that episode. So there's a ton of them. Like I said, there's 67 of them. Get the book, The Success Principles by Jack Canfield. So success principle number 24, taken from AMX 429, is exceed expectations. And do you want to hear the most fabulous thing about this success principle? Look around you, okay? Wherever you are, whatever you do, you know, if it's 5:30 p.m. right now on Friday. If you're watching on Facebook Live, you can do this now. It's going to be 6 a.m. when I release this tomorrow morning. You might not listen to it. I don't know when you're going to listen to it. But do me a favor. When you listen to it, if you're out and about, maybe you're at the gym, maybe you're walking, you know, maybe you're walking in Hoboken, or maybe you're out in central Pennsylvania with me and we're just hanging out. Look to your left, look to your right, go into a store, look around. What you're going to notice is that 99%, maybe 99.9%, it's an exaggeration, but you get the point. A lot of people are mediocre at best, trying for mediocrity. So what that means is simply by you striving for more than mediocrity, you will exceed expectations. Think of how nice it is when a young man or a young woman holds the door for you or says thank you. You know, think of how nice it is when you go to a restaurant and they simply just show enthusiasm and respect, and you say, wow, this place is great. It's because we're so conditioned for people to be negative and mediocre that exceeding expectations is no longer as hard as it used to be. And I pride myself. If you've ever bought a t-shirt off of me, if you've ever bought a book off of me, if you've ever sent me an email or a message, I go out of my stinking way to exceed your expectations. And I've gotten plenty of feedback stating that. I take pride in it. And I also take pride in the fact that I'm following this success principle. And you can too. It just takes a little bit more effort. Get out of your own way. Set yourself apart. Don't be ordinary. Be extraordinary. Exceed expectations. The next interview, the next episode, and this from an interview in episode number 167, this is really neat. So I'm reading the book, The Success Principles by Jack Canfield. Jack Canfield co-wrote Chicken Soup for Your Soul, Chicken Soup for the Soul, the million Chicken Soup for the Soul books, but he also wrote The Success Principles. His right-hand woman. So I'm learning, you know, for everything that I, quote, the Spaniard, produce, there's Dread is behind. This is what I do. I talk to the screen, and then I upload the simple stuff. But Dread is doing so much behind-the-scenes work. Different people in my life are doing, when I was fighting, my brother and my manager, Mike, they were doing the work, and Oren. So there's all these different parties involved. So I learned, you know, that you cannot do it by yourself. You need a team. So Patty Aubrey is Jack's right-hand woman. Patty Aubrey started out as his secretary, eventually became the president of Jack Canfield Training Company. So she is Jack's right-hand woman, and she is look, Chicken Soup for the Soul is like $1 billion company, and Patty is I don't know if I can say the brainchild, but she has played a huge role in the development of that brand and the development of the Jack Canfield brand. And Dredd and I have the opportunity to work one-on-one with her, right, in a virtual setting where she's teaching us this stuff. So she's a very, 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 very smart woman. Also happens to be a Valley girl, which is cool to me because I'm from middle nowhere, Pennsylvania. So, you know, that's just a different world to me. But you'd never guess it. Super intelligent, super smart, just wise, a go-getter, a doer. It's a really neat listen, and especially if you have any inkling or aspiration to build something, you need to listen to this episode. And during the episode, she said this: it's not about us. It's not about you. It's not about me. It's not about Jack. It's about the people that might hear one thing and their life will be different forever. There were so many good quotes in that episode that I could have extracted. Again, you know how I got those quotes? Because Dredd does the show notes. I can't do it by myself. He's a huge part of that. You need a team, your inner circle. But I picked that one because of that. The last sentence. It's about the people that might hear one thing and their life will be different forever. You know, people say to me all the time, like, man, you haven't missed one day of AMX since 430 episodes. No, because every day I think I could change someone's life. They could hear one sentence, and that's why I read. That's why I read. As much raw energy, enthusiasm, charisma that I might have, if I didn't have these books to enrich me and then enrich you, it would be much less of a product. But I know that this power of learning, right? It's about being a tough, lifelong learner. It is in these books.
My brother's going downstairs.
Okay, baby. My son is coming down the steps. Maybe mommy can take over there, babe. Sorry about this, podcast listeners. But anyway, so it's saying one thing. That's the power of learning. That's the power of these books, is just reading or hearing or learning that one thing that just might totally change the trajectory of your life. That's exactly why I picked that quote. And that's exactly why you should listen to this show. And you should read, and you should learn, and you should share what you're learning, because you never know how you can change one person's life with one sentence that you say. And the last bullet point of the week, success principle number 25. I love this one. It's such a fun thing. It brings me back to several different points in my life. And sometimes I was the president. Right? This success principle number 25 says, drop out of the Ain't It Awful Club and surround yourself with successful people. The Ain't It Awful Club. Drop out of it. Denounce your membership or renounce your membership, whatever the correct word is. Forfeit it. Tear up your card. Get out of the Ain't It Awful Club. Surround yourself with successful people. Look, there have been different periods of my life where, I just wasn't in a great spot, or I was in a low or a funk. And the thing about the Ain't It Awful Club is that once like you buy your ticket, and once you step in the door, then it's like more of the Ain't It Awful Club members just show up. Literally, like they show up at your feet or into your life, or they come out of nowhere. It's like ants or mice coming out of the wall. And you have to, boom, put a stake in the ground, intentionally get out of the Ain't It Awful Club, surround yourself with successful people. You know what element of excellence number 5 is? Surroundings. You know what I say all the time? Surround yourself with the best. That's where it's at, people. Remember, in this book, in the Success Principles, we're talking about the law of attraction. We're talking about your brain being a frequency, and the signals that you send out, you're going to attract to you. Start looking around. Start assessing your environment. Remember that you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Start to consider that. Get in the right group. Get out of the Ain't It Awful Club and get into the Ain't We Discipline Club. That's the club that I want to be a part of, and you should be part of it too. That has been what I learned this week, number 50. So what that means is 50 weeks ago, I started making these documents. So I brought it here to you this week. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, I love it. My vision is to be my product. My vision is to every week have a live event to which people buy tickets to see me do what I learned this week, because learning is so rich and learning is so powerful, and learning will make you tough. So I sincerely appreciate, I don't know how many people watched on Facebook Live, how many people are going to download this. If you run a school, if your son or daughter is in a school, if you run Barnes & Noble, hey, Barnes & Noble, let's do this. I'm calling you, Barnes & Noble. I'm looking forward to talking to you back. If you run any sort of learning institution, a library, a school, a university, a college, where lifelong learning is your thing, well, guess what? It's my thing too. And I want to perform. I want to learn. I want to share what I'm learning with you and with your people, because it's where it's at. So please visit charliespaniard.com to see how you can go about doing that. Reach out to me directly, 814-204-2245. Be sure to opt into the What I Learned This Week email. I'll send it to you every Friday afternoon. That's it, my friends. Have yourselves a great weekend, and hasta la vista. Te veo el lunes a las 6:30 de la mañana en facebook.com/Charlie Spaniard. Be bold, my friends. I love you all. Ciao. Jeff. Toto logo. What does that mean, Jeff? Toto logo. I don't know what that means. Jeff, I chuckled. I think all of your comments are serious comments, but I was waiting for you to just start messing with me. I was waiting for you to start messing with me. Oh my. Thanks for learning. Ooh, I like that. Thanks for learning. Jeff, is that a suggestion for me to use, or are you saying, or I like that. I don't know how you mean it, but I like it. Lifelong tough learner, tough life. But anyway, this has been fun. I seriously love this. I love it. So yes, Jeff, the Spanish is a new venture. I've done 2 episodes so far. I'll continue to do it. And TWC tagline, what's that mean? That one's on me. That's TWC tagline. I don't know what TWC is. Anywho, thank you all for tuning in, and subscribe. Spaniard 101 on iTunes. Be bold, my friends. Have a great weekend.